Alright, this is a recording of trying to do the roller lab. So what you had was a ramp here, right? Let's say it was on the metric side. Alright, let's just pretend I did a scale here of 1.3 meters, okay? Which means this is, if I can get this really straight, alright, so let's say this was 0.5 meters, which made this 1.2 meters. Okay, so that was your ramp, right? And you set up your ball over here. Okay, you timed it. Okay, so change in distance equals 1.3 meters. Change in time, let's say it's 0.85 seconds. So these are all things you measured, right? So you have those measurements done. Okay, so then we can come through and do our equations. V average equals change in distance over change in time equals 1.3 meters over 0.85 seconds. Okay? Plug that in. 1.53 meters per second. Alright, so that equals my velocity average. Now the trick was, how do we find V final? Okay, we could do that a number of different ways. Some people came over here and went 1 meter out. Okay, so I said, what if I just go 1 meter and I find a new time? So this will be and then you measure this number. Okay, that would be one way to do it. Another way, some people came in really close here with their camera and found a distance. So they said, like, oh, this is 10 centimeters, or one post-it note. And then they said, what happens if I do one frame from here until I go to the next frame on my camera? Okay, and I find that distance and I look up what is my change in time for one frame based on my camera. Okay, so that would be the next way you could do it. All right, those are the clearest measurement ones. This one also approximate what video physics would do. Okay, and then the other option would be to look at how do we do this equation. So if we have, what's the definition of the average? Okay, we can solve for this number. Okay, solve for that variable and isolate it. Okay, so we can do that either straight away. We can say, oh, this was my average. Okay, so 1.53 meters per second equals 1/2 V final plus 0 meters per second. Okay, so what we're going to get is 1.53 equals 1/2 V final, multiply both sides by 2. Okay, and that will give us our new number. Okay, so like I said, I kind of fell off a screen here. So 1.53 equals 1/2 V final plus 0. So 1.53 equals 1/2 V final. The 0 falls off. Multiply both sides by 2. and we get 3.05. Now let's say we're going to be doing this all semester and you don't want to have to plug this in and solve every time. We could solve this symbolically, taking this equation right here, multiplying both sides by 2. And then subtracting my initial velocity out. Okay, so once again, in this scenario, that's going to go to 0 because we did not throw it. We multiply this by 2 and we get our final velocity. So that will tell us the velocity at the bottom of the ramp.